Okay, it is the third day of the stress test, and I have finally gotten in. And now I am here on top of a tent praising the sun. But almost immediately after I released that last video, I realized there's some really obvious questions I missed that I probably should have answered. And now after having been playing on the stress test for a while today, and being in Haven, I've seen some more questions asked that I can now answer. So I'll just go through all of those real quickly, and then I'll be on my way. Starting off with the ones that I think I missed last time. Will this book I'm reading take 999 hours to read? No. God, no. The display for the books is inaccurate. Don't worry about it. It's actually supposed to be like a few hours for a book, but for the stress test, XP or skill gains are increased by like 100, so you don't have to worry about it. It does not take 40 days. See, another thing I missed is a lot of people asking if they can repair armor, and no, armor repairing is currently not implemented, though it is advertised on the site as a feature. It was never a thing that got into MO1, so I don't really know how it'll work, but we'll see if it ever gets added. There had been a lot of people asking if they can trade pets or if they can breed pets, and the answer to both is no at the moment. And I think I skipped over this in the taming part of the last video, but a lot of people have been asking how you raise your pet points. Basically, you raise your pet points by increasing the creature control skill, which is one of the books I had listed. You can also reduce the amount of creature points a pet takes by learning the lore of that type of creature. I've seen a ton of people asking about where the cooking tutor is on Haven, and the answer is there isn't one. If you want to go learn cooking in Haven, go to the library. You have a map. There's no reason you can't find it. Go to the librarian and buy the cooking book for 10 silver. Okay, that's basically all the stuff I felt like I missed. Let's go on to newer questions. A lot of people ask what you can do with Walking Dead meat. You can use it to level your cooking, but that's about it. You might be able to feed it to a pet. Give it a shot, I don't know. People want to know if there's Calx in Haven. There is no Calx in Haven. That means no coal, but you don't actually need coal to make metal. It just helps the yields as far as I know. You might need it to do refining, but the ore selection in Haven is fairly limited, so you probably won't be doing much of that anyway. I've seen a few people ask where the screenshots are stored if you take them in-game with, I think, 9 key. I've rebound most of my keys, I'm not sure if that's the default one. But screenshots are stored in C, users, username here, app data, local, Order Online 2, saved, screenshots. Yes, this is a really terrible place to store them. People have asked if they can sell their weapons or armor or food or things they've crafted, and the answer is no. Normally in the game there would be brokers that basically function as an auction house so that you can sell things to other players, but that currently isn't in yet. Oh dear, what is going on? Ignore it. Moving on. People have been asking, are the banks local? And yes, they are. If you go from one town to another, your items stored in the bank will not be in the second town. The only exception to this is the Haven instances, I believe. You can travel between them and your bank will remain intact. And once you leave Haven, the bankers in the main cities will have a additional banker off to the side who will have your Haven items, and you will be able to pull them out of that bank, but you'll not be able to put them back in. People have asked how long do you have to get to your body when you die. The answer is 30 minutes. Unless somebody opens it, in which case then the timer goes down to like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not sure on that number. If you and a friend start playing the stress test and the two of you can't see each other once you get in game, have no fear. Just look up in the sky for a giant glowing white pillar. And when you get there, you'll see a whole bunch of numbered statues with all the different Haven instances. The one with a lit brazier is the one you are in. And you basically go up to one of these and hold the interact key, and it will take you to another one if your friend is there. I'll be warned. It says there to log out and go to Haven 5. So I'm sure you're all aware of the login issues the stress test has been having. Be sure this is what you want to do before you do it. And this follows right into the next question: how do I leave Haven? Same thing, find our glowy white pillar friend, and go to these statues over here. Not all of the towns in the game are here, there's two missing. But most of these are okay choices. The only one I would highly recommend not going to is Toxai. Because getting out of Toxai when you have no idea what the terrain is like is actually hell. And I've seen many people get stuck there. And I think the last new question I have is, why am I going slow? I've seen this a few times, and I'll get into a little detail on this one because this can have quite a few answers. And first off, if you didn't increase your dex when you made your character, you'll be going slower for a while until that gets maxed out. Second, there are several skills that affect your speed. Basically, everything under athletics except for jumping and landing technique will increase your speed. Breathing technique increases it a bit for non-combat, but speed increases it, sprinting increases it. You want all of these maxed out. If they're not maxed out, you won't be going at your maximum speed. Like right now, I don't even think I'm hitting, yeah. My max speed should be 310, but because my breathing technique is only 49, it has not gotten all the way up. Okay. Another possibility is if when you made your character, you decided to make them super fat, that will have dexterity penalties, which will basically make you slower. And the last two ways you can be slowed down is if you're carrying too much in your inventory. Right now I'm 20 out of 45. Tells you here when you start getting slowed down and when you can no longer move. This is basically determined by your strength and possibly your height, I'm not sure. And the last thing is the armor weight. It works much like the carry weight, except it's a smaller number. Well, I think that was all the new questions and stuff I had missed, but I will reiterate a few things from my last video. 1. Don't buy the Kite Shield book. It is currently useless. 2. The flatbow book is not in the game. You cannot make flatbows, which means you cannot make recurves. And for the last thing I'll do for this video, I shall demonstrate cooking, because I've seen a lot of confusion over how to do it. There are campfires in the towns, often next to cooking vendors. You do not need to use these right now. You can. You hold E if you have a cooking skill. You have all of your stuff, you could put it in. But we will not do that. You can just cook by, again, going to skills, profession skills, show all skill icons, put cooking on the thing. Boom, we are now in the cooking window. Put our cooking pot in. Then we will put water and pig meat in, and we will cook ourselves a nice delicious stew. Basically, when campfires are added to vendors that we can sell and place down, then you will probably need to actually use a heat source to cook, but until that's added, just cook where you want. Doesn't really matter. Once again, that's all I have for this video. I was able to help you with some information, and I shall see you in the next video.
horrible person? Yes. Yes, I think I am. I named him. The loot bag said Oinkers.
Okay, maybe you're a little evil.